Adele, what is UV?
UV are the term that we use when we're talking about the sun's ultraviolet rays. Okay, there's a broad spectrum, and they are the rays that are beyond vision, the rays that we can't see. And it's really important, Jess, that when you're looking for protection from UV rays, that you look for something that says it's broad spectrum, that protects you not only from UVB, which we'll go into in a little bit more detail in a moment. Those are the burning rays, easy way to remember it. That will be your SPF measurement. Those are the burning rays, but also from UVA, and they're the rays that are present in light. So there's a wide spectrum of ultraviolet rays that the sun's energy produces. Not all of them filter through down to our skin. So the UVC rays actually are filtered through the ozone and the atmosphere. We don't need to worry about it. But the ones that we do need to protect our skin from are the UVA and the UVB rays.
Okay, perfect. So then how does UV damage actually damage our skin then? What does it do to our skin to create that damage?
Okay, so let's talk about UVB first. Now, these are the ones that are in heat, and I think, are quite well educated in our protection in that, because we know that when we're in a hot climate, when we go abroad on holiday, or sitting in the sun in the garden here in the UK, we know that we need to protect our skin from that, because we can feel the damage that it does. So it penetrates sort of 2/3 of the way into the sort of top layers of our skin, obviously causes damage by the heat, blistering, reddening, peeling of the skin, and it can of course cause long-term damage. It's painful, but the difference with it is that your skin is going to tell you when it's been exposed to it. You'll feel it, you will see it, and it's imperative.
Heat rash as well, is that?
Absolutely. That's UVB too, exactly. So causing all of that surface irritation that you can see, and of course it can cause the long-term damage. UVA though, as we just touched upon, is actually present in light, Jess. Now the danger with that is that you don't see it and you don't feel it, and it's around you 365 days a year at different levels. But nonetheless, 365 days a year, your skin is exposed to UVA rays. Now, those rays actually penetrate far deeper than UVB rays, okay? So they go right down to the subcutaneous level of your skin, which is where the collagen, the elastin are produced. Now, those UVA rays will damage the production of collagen and elastin. So we know that they're the proteins that are responsible for keeping our skin, youthful and healthy and prevent the signs of aging. But also at that level, Jess, they are the rays that are most likely to cause that long-term damage that we know it's vital to protect our skin from. So when you're looking for protection, make sure that you're not only looking for UVB, but UVA. UVA rays we're advised by the World Health Organization that UVA are responsible for up to 90% of the signs of premature aging on our skin. So if you're looking for amazing skincare, which we all are, one of the most vital things you can do to future-proof your skin is to find an SPF that you love.
Perfect. So then why is it, you kind of explained it there, but why is it so important that we protect all year round? Obviously there's been, in the past it's just been, you put it on in summer, you don't need to because there's less sun exposure in winter. So, why has it taken so long for the industry to kind of catch up with that? And why is it so important?
Yeah, I agree with you. It is taking a long time for us all, but we are learning more and more all the time. I have to say Ultrasun in particular are renowned for sort of pioneering that research and development, one of the leading sun care experts. But we do now know the reason that we have to be applying 365 days a year is because we are exposing to light. Now that UVA ray can penetrate glass. So even if you're sitting inside, but you're sitting by a window, it is really important that you're protecting every day. Historically, I think that formulations have been uncomfortable to wear. Nobody wanted a greasy, we associate SPF quite often, don't we, with that greasy, oily, tacky, exactly, really uncomfortable on your skin. And that might be great round a pool when you're sipping a cocktail, but nobody's got time for that, you know, when they're, you know, going about their day or they're trying to put their makeup on top. It just doesn't work. So we needed to find formulas and formulations and textures that suited skin tone, skin type and lifestyle. And we needed to understand that regardless, even on a cloudy day, wear an SPF that's going to give you the right level of protection from all of those rays.
Perfect. So can you talk us through some of the Ultrasun products you've got here then, in terms of, you know, I'm guessing you've got face and body there.
Yeah, now I have to say, you guys at Face the Future have an incredible range, okay? But I've kind of highlighted a couple here. Pretty much the key to all of this, as I've said, Jess, is find something you love, because you'll wear what you love. So you have got an incredible range of face and body. I'm going to start here, actually. This is the family SPF 30, still heralded really as a real hero of Ultrasun. Now, this is recommended by dermatologists. It's definitely suitable, the whole range, but in particular for the whole family. So if you've got someone that's got sensitive skin, sun allergies, prickly heat, any of those concerns. Now, our products don't contain any mineral oil, there's no emulsifiers, perfumes, fragrance, so really skin friendly. This is face and body. Now, the SPF, of course, SPF 30, which is suitable for most skin tones in the UK. But more importantly, the UVA filter on this, Jess, is 90%. Typical UV filters in the EU require a 33% UV filter, the UVA filter that we've been talking about, and this has got 90%. So really incredible. And if you're ever UVB, yeah, that's your SPF measurement of SPF 30. That's your UVB, right. UVA 90%. If you're ever in any doubt, if you're ever confused by SPF, we always recommend this as a really safe place to land. So it's for face, it's for body, it's for young children, it's for all skin tones, leaves zero residue, and it's non-greasy but hydrating. So that's a really good starting point.
And in terms of the 30, you know, people seem to be choosing higher now just because they think it's better for them protection. Is 30 kind of, you know, the standard like where you should be buying?
Yeah, I think so. Personally, I would recommend 30 would be, I wouldn't necessarily recommend applying a much lower than a 30. It's a really good starting point. We also have, which we will get to, some incredible 50s and 50 plus. Now, historically, they would have been really thick, heavy textures that were really white, left an awful cast on your skin. But we do so much better than that now. So SPF 30, I would recommend that's your starting point, okay? And for most people in the UK, that will be enough protection. But we've got 50s there for those that have sensitive skin as well. So that's face and body family. I'm going to come on to something that's quite exciting actually, and it's a little bit different. Now, this is the new face and scalp mist. This is SPF 50 as well. So just like I was saying, really changing the face of the 50. So this is a lightweight mist. I mean, it's unbelievable to see a 50 like that. Amazing. Great. Yeah, for top up. We struggle to keep this in stock. So if you can get hold of this on your website, in fact, I think you guys have got the super size, which is very rare, very rare indeed. Yeah, it's amazing. So actually, this can go over your makeup. We've all been there, haven't we? You know, you go out for the day and everyone says, you've got to top up your SPF. And you're like, oh, I hear that, but nobody wants to drag SPF across their makeup or into their hair, okay? So look, you just pull your hair back and then give it a shake. And I want you to do it like a rainbow. I have to stop talking for a second. And that's an SPF 50 application. UVA filter in this, Jess, is 95%.
Incredible.
Amazing. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, and obviously there's a lot around scalp care at the moment. So I think it's, you know, really great that you've got something for that, because I genuinely could feel a bit of my scalp being really sensitive the other day, and you just don't think about needing it there, do you? But yeah, so that's a great product to have. That
very vulnerable area for those that've got thinning hair, or like you say, you come in at the end of the day and you just think, oh, that's raw, I can feel that I've really caught it. Or someone that's got braids in their hair, you know, up into the hairline, we can't drag cream into there, but it is still important. So yeah, it's an absolute game changer that has set the world on fire a little bit this year. So the fact that you've got it in a super size is really great. But also, it still fits inside, you know, your little like everybody I know now has got those little camera bags, and it still fits inside it, so it's really good. So keep up. Brilliant. So yeah, and then we come down to the face formulas. So Ultrasun, as well as doing incredible body formulas, we do dedicated face formulas. So all of these will have added skincare benefits. So anti-aging, so incredible hydration. They've also got targeted ingredients that will reverse things such as pigmentation, future-proofing it, anti-pollution, full of antioxidants. So if you want a formula that sits beautifully under your makeup, doesn't kind of conflict with your skincare, and in fact could replace your skincare, it's an all-in-one SPF with great skincare and an amazing primer too. So there's lots of face formulas there too.
I love that. I love how multifunctional it is, because I think that's so important. We're all super busy, aren't we? And you know, it's great to think that we can apply SPF and protect, but also be working on, you know, treating skin concerns.
Yeah, I think so many of us, and some people love a layered routine, you know, like 10 steps, but I think for the most part, most of us are looking for formulas that will work really hard, do what you need, but you know, one formula that can tick all of those off the list is an absolute, it's a revelation. It's great.
Perfect. Can you take us through them then?
With the face formulas, I'm going to tell you.
Just a smaller one, actually. So is that
this one here?
Yeah.
So actually this is beautiful. This is a face fluid. Now this one is actually tinted, but you can get tinted or you can get untinted if you don't want that. Now what's brilliant about this is almost like a serum texture. So if you're looking for super lightweight, I'm just going to see if you can see it on my hand. So it drips out almost like a liquid. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Now inside here we have our skincare benefits that we have in all of our face formulas is an ingredient called Ectoin. So just to show you that it adapts to all skin tones. But Ectoin is I have to say, it's a really high-end premium skincare active. And it's actually an enzyme that was found in really arid places. And it builds like a wall of hydration around skin cells for up to 7 days. Now, that's an active that, honestly, incredibly advanced and very high-end. It's premium. You'll find it in some really high-end skincare brands. So we've got that locked in there. So hydrating your skin without greasiness in your skin. In fact, the face fluids have the highest level of that Ectoin. So helping to reduce the fine lines, the wrinkles, keeping your skin hydrated. But at the same time, you've got SPF 50 plus. Now, this might be a good opportunity, Jess, to mention that plus, because it's actually quite important. So the way that SPF is measured in the EU, there are different sort of legislations in different areas, but we can only measure up to a 50. But when something has earned a plus, it's worth knowing that that's been tested at least an SPF 60. So it's really, really high protection, UVA filter of 95%. And yet the textures are so lightweight. They're so wearable, breathable, and adapt to your skin tone, which is really great.
It is incredible how amazing formulas have become. It's crazy how much they've evolved.
I mean, and they needed to. They really needed to for such a long time. You know, nearly if you didn't fit the one size fits all category, if you only has one skin tone, you know, it would leave greasy residue, chalky, you know, residue on your skin. And that's one of the obstacles that's stopping people using SPF. And we know it's imperative that we're all using it. So it had to move on. So, and then of course you've got your face SPF 50 plus. This is the anti-pigmentation, anti-aging. So if you have dark patches on your skin quite often appear on the cheek, on the neck, on the décolleté, The reason that that's happened is that UVA, one of the main reasons, UVA can trigger the melanocytes that sit deep down in the surface of, at the subcutaneous level. And they almost overstimulate them, and you get this overreaction where you get the dark patches, and that is the melanin that has kind of gone into overdrive. And this has an ingredient in it called hexaresorcinol, which basically resets your melanocyte. So it tells it to stand down, and it stops overproducing the melanin. So it visibly reduces the signs of pigmentation within 10 days, which is incredible.
That is incredible. 10 days.
Yeah. And then, of course, it future-proofs it. So going forward, we recommend this is your SPF that you use going forward. So anti-aging with the hexaresorcinol and an SPF 50+. And then you've got your SPF 50+ face. So we would always recommend a 50 for anyone that's got a fair skin, maybe blue eyes, red hair, maybe you've got moles, definitely me. If you've got any kind of vulnerable skin, if you've ever been told before, had any kind of maybe allergic reaction, you're super sensitive, you've maybe had sun damage to your skin in the past, then go for a 50+. That's your SPF.
So you don't necessarily, I feel like everyone thinks that they have to choose 50, but you're saying no, only if you're fair, you've had sensitive skin issues, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and also if you're going to a different climate. Okay, so if you're in the UK but you're going away, for a beautifully hot, sunny climate, I would recommend, or we recommend, that you up your SPF. But I mean, this is the actual sort of original SPF 50. So I just want to show you how quickly that absorbs to invisible. So let's go on. There's just everything. I think that that you can get that level of protection without seeing it on your face. So if you're changing climate, you're going abroad, in order for your skin to acclimatize, go up to the SPF 50 or sensitive, vulnerable skin, then you're a 50.
Perfect. And obviously there's a lot of talk around kind of topping up through the day. How crucial is that? Because I feel like, a lot of people still don't do it. Is it crucial for UV safety? Okay,
so there's 2 points that I need to make here. If you're using typical SPF, you have to top up your SPF during the day because it's photosensitive, which means that it degrades in the sun, okay? So it is really important to be reapplying every 2 to 3 hours. You keep it topped up. But here's where I might sort of change things a little bit. Ultrasun's different and unique in the sense that it uses a technology, which means that when you're using Ultrasun, it's long lasting. So it stays on your skin for up to 8 hours. So you don't have to reapply it in the way that you would other SPFs. Okay, so we'll explain that in detail in a moment. But as a rule of thumb, if you're using any other SPF, it's crucial that you reapply. Otherwise, you're not sort of getting that protection you need. But if you've got other ones on, then go for something like this, the top up spray, which makes that top up really easy. I mean, you can use it on the body, on the shoulder. If you're sitting out in a beer garden, sunny afternoon, like you say, you get caught out. Yeah, you just top it up. But ideally, any other SPF, every 2 to 3 hours, you must be topping up. But like I say, Ultrasun has a bit of a breakthrough technology, which means that you don't have to do it quite as often.
Amazing. And then I suppose finally, Adele, do you have any other kind of UV safety tips that you think people should know about?
So let's talk about, just to talk about that lamella technology a little bit. Because it's got a gel, what it does, the lamella technology in here encapsulates the filters and all of the actives into a little gel pod that lies in overlapping layers, a bit like a suit of armor or fish gills, okay? So that that when you apply it onto your skin, everything is covered and it penetrates down beneath the skin surface. So it actually anchors underneath the skin surface and then it releases the filters. And that's why you apply it once a day. Unless you're in extreme circumstances, you put this onto clean, dry skin before your skincare, before your makeup, you apply it once a day and you're covered. So that's incredible. Yeah. Other SPF tips, particularly during summer, like I said, adjust your SPF. If you're going to a higher temperature, then, or you know that there's going to be a bit of a heat wave, then do increase your SPF levels. Stay out, if you can, of the midday sun. So avoid that trauma tanning, which we now know is just so damaging to the skin. So don't be lying out of it all day long. Take regular shade breaks so that your body isn't overexposed to the heat. Apply after sun. Even when you come in from the sun, the energy from the sun will stay in your skin for some time. So apply an after sun just to stop and halt that energy's activity in the skin. And one of the other things that I would just mention to Jess is just about SPF in other, like in skincare and in makeup. Okay. All brilliant, absolutely amazing, and we are all for SPF in other forms. That's really good. The only thing that we would perhaps just advise is that can sometimes give a bit of a false sense of security. Okay, so if you've got a foundation that's got, let's say, an SPF 15 or 30 in it, or 20, that's great, but it might not have UVA protection. Do you remember we were saying how important that was? So you might be protecting from burning, but there may not be that UVA protection. The other thing that I'd say is that it's very unlikely that you're going to be applying enough foundation or moisturizer to give you the correct level of SPF protection. And again, coming back to this reapplying, because a normal SPF relies on you reapplying during the day, none of us are reapplying our foundation, every couple of hours. So it's great, but for confidence in your SPF, we would recommend that you find an SPF that gives you that broad spectrum protection that is more than just, SPF. So just a little word of advice on that, I would say.
That's brilliant. You can't rely on your makeup to give you SPF, UV protection. Makes sense. I think the UVA point is so important, and I don't think enough people know about that yet, in terms of, that being so damaging.
Yes.
And you need to really look for that, don't you? in your SPF. So
yes.
Thank you so much. They were honestly incredible tips, and it was good to kind of learn more about Ultrasun as well.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Anytime, anything you guys need, because we know that it can be a bit confusing. But the biggest tip: find one that you love, because the best SPF is the one that you use. So find the texture that's right for you, and you're away.